Much Ado About Nothing. In Much Ado About Nothing, a lively comedy by Shakespeare, written around 1598 to 99 and published in 1600, Shakespeare takes an age old theme of false accusations and weaves it into a brilliant comedy. The main plot revolves around Count Claudio, who falls head over heels for Hero, the daughter of his host. Meanwhile, the witty banter between Hero's cousin Beatrice, a self proclaimed spinster, and Benedict, an unapologetic bachelor, takes center stage. Tricks and misunderstandings come into play as Beatrice and Benedict are fooled into believing that each secretly loves the other. Claudio's love story takes a darker turn when he is deceived by a malicious plot, leading him to falsely accuse Hero of infidelity and call off their marriage. The situation gets so dire that Hero faints and is believed to be dead. However, a fortunate twist of fate reveals her innocence just in time. Amidst the chaos, Benedict finds himself unexpectedly drawn to Beatrice as he defends Hero's honor. And as if by magic, Claudio and Hero are eventually reunited, overcoming the misunderstandings that had driven them apart. Shakespeare's masterful storytelling skillfully blends romance, humor, and mistaken identities, resulting in a delightful comedic masterpiece. Major characters of the play. Leonato, the owner of the villa, is the governor of Messina. He has a daughter, Hero. His brother Antonio lives with them, as does his niece, Beatrice. Don Pedro, the Prince of Aragon, is a friend of Leonato, who passes through Messina every time he returns from the wars. He has an illegitimate brother, Don John, the bastard. Don Pedro brings his officers with him, and one of them, Claudio, falls in love with Leonatus' daughter, Hero. Another officer, Benedict, has had an antagonistic relationship with Beatrice for years, each with a strong dislike of the other. Several of the other characters are determined to manipulate them into falling in love, which they do, becoming the central characters. Summary of the play. In Act 1 of Much Ado About Nothing, we find ourselves in Messina, where a guy named Leonato lives with his daughter Hero and her sassy cousin Beatrice. Leonato gets word that his buddy Duke Don Pedro is back from war and a party is on the horizon. Claudio, who's all about love at first sight, falls head over heels for Hero. There is also Benedict, a bachelor with a sharp tongue, who enjoys a good verbal tussle with Beatrice. In Act 2 kicks off with a masked ball where Claudio and Hero's engagement is in the works. But enter the villainous Don John, who's not thrilled with the happy vibes and plots to mess things up. He teams up with Boreccio and Conrad for a deceitful plan involving mistaken identities. In Act 3, Hero's maid Margaret gets caught up in some sneaky business by her window, leading Claudio and the Duke to believe Hero's up to no good. Meanwhile, Hero and company play matchmaker and scheme to get Benedict and Beatrice to fall for each other. Overheard conversations do the trick, and the bickering duo realizes they are actually smitten. Fast forward to Hero's wedding in Act 4, and things get messy. Claudio thinks Hero's been unfaithful and publicly shames her, which is a real downer. But a plan emerges to pretend Hero's dead until the truth comes out. The local constable Dogberry and his crew stumble upon some key information that helps crack the case. In Act 5, the pieces start coming together. Claudio agrees to marry Hero's niece as a way to make amends, and surprise, it's Hero. Love conquers all, and even Don John gets nabbed. The play wraps up with a big dance and lots of happiness in the air. Themes of the play. The title of this play refers to one of its main themes. Nothing implies that the concerns of the play are trivial. The word nothing in Shakespearean times was pronounced noting, and so the title itself is a pun. There are many instances of noting throughout the play. Claudio notes Hero's beauty. Both Benedict and Beatrice note the words of their friends that lead them to love. Claudio and Don Pedro note Don John's trick to make them believe hero is unfaithful. And noting implies that the play deals with characters paying attention to each other and listening to what each other has to say. Other themes are gender, infidelity, deception, and of course, the nature of love.